Hi everybody, it's Saratoga, and this is your weekly focus card reading for the week beginning March 9th through March 15th, 2020. Now, as you can see, this card says time to go. And before I talk to you about my interpretation of this particular reading, I want to encourage you because this could mean so many different things. If you look at this card and you recognize an instant personal meaning related to your own life, then certainly feel free to interpret it in that way for yourself, even if I don't mention anything about it, because what I'm going to be talking about is a general reading for everyone who is watching this video. Now, with that said, as you can see, this is a woman who appears to be leaving behind where she's been. And you can see there are stars on the ground behind her, which to me says that she's finished with where she's been. She's finished with whatever experience she's had thus far, and she's ready to move on to something new. So she's walking toward her future destiny, and you see in the distance there is that gateway, and it's kind of foggy around that gateway, so that indicates she doesn't really know what the future holds, but she needs to go there because she really is finished with where she's been. So let's talk about what that can mean for each of us in terms of our weekly focus. What you guys can think about, and this is interesting because of where we are in March, we're approaching the spring equinox, which is a time of transition. March as a month is a powerful time of transition in nature. So this card is really about transition, isn't it? So think about, tune into your intuition, your inner being, and ask yourself, what is it that I need to let go of? What is it that I really need to ask myself? Am I finally finished with this? Now, this does not have to necessarily be an outer circumstance. This could also be a pattern that you have. This could be some sort of dysfunctional pattern that you could just say, I'm done with this pattern. I cannot live this way anymore. Or it could be a mental habit, a way you have of looking at things. Perhaps you keep looking at things in exactly the same way and you're not getting the results that you want. And if you were to look at things differently, you might actually be able to get results. It could have to do with letting go of a habit that you know is undermining your ability to create what you want. So maybe it's time to walk away from that bad habit. And when I say bad habit, I'm referring to the fact that it's standing in the way of what you want to create, right? So for you, that is not a good habit. So take some time this week, because we are in the really powerful transition right before the equinox. We're just leaving a full moon, a super full moon, which is a time for clearing. I think the full moon is on the 9th, which is Monday, which is the beginning of this week. And this is a super moon, so it means it's a lot more powerful. So this is interesting because a full moon is always about clearing out energy so that you can have a new beginning. And you'll see here, if you look at the crystal, one of the crystals here, the one that looks like clear quartz, that's actually a Herkimer quartz diamond. So Herkimer diamonds are very good for clearing energy and healing. So to me, that really fits in with the idea of this being about release, letting go, walking away from your past, walking forward into a new future. This also very much relates to spiritual awakening. Oh my gosh, so perfectly relates to spiritual awakening, because spiritual awakening at its essence is really about walking away from the false you, the artificial self that you've relied on all your life that has never really given you what it is that you truly desire. Walking away from that and walking towards your real self, your divine self, your infinite self. Even though you don't really know what that means as yet, you're not really sure, but you have to go anyway because you just can't live the way you've been living prior to now. So all of this together coalesces in this very simple message, time to go. So I encourage you this week to, starting with that full moon, on Monday, and that full moon energy is going to be with us for a few days after Monday as well. So right into the middle of the week and on through the end of the week, examine your inner self, your inner being, tune into your intuition, tune into your heart, and come to terms with what it is you need to let go of, what it is you need to walk away from, whether that's an external circumstance, whether that's something internal, whether it's any of the things I've mentioned so far, in order for you to be able to free yourself, free your energy to flow, free your new self-expression that is much more authentic to who you really are, come into your power. And that's what you guys can focus on for this week of transition, this week of powerful clearing, letting go, and moving into a much more empowered future. Okay, so I'm wishing you guys a beautiful week ahead, and I will talk to you all next time. Much love, everyone. Namaste.